All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're continuing this series, and we have Rahu in Gemini, Rahu in the third house, also known as the North Node in Gemini or the North Node in the third house. And you're coming from a past life of wisdom and tremendous clarity from Ketu in Sagittarius, or Sagittarius in the ninth house, or South Node in the ninth house. And there's also a tremendous amount of resistance that comes with this particular nodal placement to listen to other people, okay? To literally understand that your personal truth is not the universal truth for everyone in existence. You spent a lot of lifetimes in past lives as a nomad, as somebody in the desert, wandering aimlessly, looking and searching for personal truth, meeting random strangers and gaining wisdom from them who potentially was a guru or a master of a particular topic of interest, and you absorbed from them in private, and then you became the master of that, okay? But in this life, it's not really about mastery in the sense of philosophy and divine intelligence and the trust of your intuition as you move deeper and introspect without always acting on the wisdom. The North Node in Gemini, Rahu in Gemini, Rahu in the third house wants you to actually initiate the intelligent mind and take action, okay? Not just to theorize and philosophize and speak from this higher than thou, I'm always right type energy. So with this, you're going to want to check out our membership that we're doing on the Sunday of the 16th of June. June 16th is a Sunday, and we're going to be doing our membership, and we're going to be working with the lungs and helping you heal and cure the lungs. There's certain sounds associated with the lungs, and there are sounds associated with the liver, and they are different. And the liver is more Sagittarius, and the lungs is more Gemini. And so there's a lot of healing and resistance to work through in order to detach, so that you can start to crave connection with other people. And if you are only alone and you are not involved in society, you're not involved with, a city-like environment, and you're not actually engaging with the neighbors and the people in your environment, and instead you're having a preemptive prejudice about who they are, what they believe, what they're about, what their religion is, what they're worth, and any of the conversations like that, what you're going to find is a very difficult life, because that's what Ketu in Sagittarius, or the South Node in Sagittarius, would do, okay? They would have a prejudice based off the past, and rather than being currently here right now, spontaneously acting in each discussion while being in the present. So hit the thumbs up and the likes button, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this so far. If you're brand new, I want to say thank you for watching this. Thank you for being here. Okay, do check out our channel and subscribe if this makes sense to you. In this life with Gemini and the North Node, you're going to be developing your writing abilities and your selling of yourself, of your ideas, in a detached manner, without being so personally invested in what you believe, rather than just making other people happy, honestly cheering people up, being a spark, a light, a 5 to 9 year old child. Gemini is the zodiac years of 5 to 9. Another thing that we talked about in depth in our membership. So when you join that, there's a library of information in our membership about all the zodiac years, all right, from Aries up to Pisces. And so understand that, Rahu and Gemini won't mature until 42 years old. So around 42 years old, you're going to be likely at the point where you're ready to master your connections and relationships with other people, and actually begin to listen to them more, instead of only listening to yourself, or only listening to what the inner God has told you to do, or what is possible. And so you're going to be a master at sales by this time frame, 42. And if you're not yet, you're going to be like, Rahu's going to force you with that Gemini and the North Node, or Gemini in the third house, to start to create and make those sales. Now, there's a lot of wisdom that you've gained from your fathers, and also divine father figures, which isn't always your genetic and biological father, in a lot of past lives. So It's not saying, Ketu in Sagittarius doesn't say let them go, doesn't say forsake the knowledge you gain and the wisdom from all this experience. It says integrate it and act on those ideas, but with your own mind, because Gemini is about I think. So I think, not what we all need, not what we all think. It's just sharing your thoughts from your wisdoms you've gained in past lives, but taking your spontaneous intuition and actually adding some tact and some logic to it, adding evidence-based knowledge and facts to it, so that other people in society can actually begin to understand you, rather than you enjoying the fact that you're smarter than everybody else wisdom-wise, because you had experiences abroad and traveled into these jungles and these caves. And don't get caught in that and thinking you're always right, because that's what will block you in this life, and your destiny will be, in a sense, forsaken, and you'll likely repeat your life cycle. Instead, you're here to share that information and disseminate it within the groups and the societies, and actually create sales and be a master salesman and work in the commerce departments and write on media and share pictures and share comments and share your thoughts in the comment sections of YouTube videos, Instagrams, blog posts, Reddit. You're one of the people that in this life you'll be rewarded. Rahu wants you to schedule your events and meetings with people, and get out there and actually explore your little city, your environment, your particular society, and do it without having to judge other people for their religious choices, because in your past life you were very devout, and Gemini, when it's out of balance, will be very critical of other people and decide, I'm not going to affiliate myself with them because they're Catholic, or because they're Muslim, or because they're with Yahweh and Judaism. This is not your life. You're here to let go of your Catholic guilt, your religious guilt, and everything that actually consists of. Okay, so let's kind of check in with some of the things from my membership notes that we're going to cover on that Sunday of June 16th. Come join our membership. We're going to be doing that Qigong healing on the lungs, and Tai Chi healing I want to see on the lungs, actually. One of the biggest illusions you have as a category, you can't transform your life via action, and that you have to wait for God to go ahead and open that pathway, and you have to have a tremendous amount of faith in the process and the steps. And it's like, no, in this life you're here to act on it. You're not here to have faith and sit and be still and on your middle of your journey to reflect and introspect and go so deep inwardly that you find this divine enlightenment and truth. You will only find divine enlightenment and truth by actually sharing and talking to other people and listening to what they have to say, and actually understand that they're giving you the answers of how you can unlock yourself and unlock enlightenment in this life, which is not going away from the people, because in your past life you walked further and further and further away from society, further and further away from people, with that north node and with that south node in Sagittarius, or Ketu in the 9th house. So with that past identity, be aware that the pursuit of truth meant everything for you, and it gave you an elite sense of intuition. And so you're born with that in this life, but don't let that noise become exactly that, noise. Don't let your intuition become something that is a crutch, rather than something that you have as an advantage in this life to add and speak intelligently, logically, factually, in combination with your intuition, which makes you pretty much what you want to be. You have this deep need to be accepted and to be liked and to be adorned and to be appreciated for your wisdom that you have to share. Now, the downside is with that, you can't depend on that. You can't depend on people worshiping you, because in your past life people worshipped you for your wisdom and for your experiences and the adventures that spontaneously brought you into this, this sheik's palace, where you were able to just indulge in their culture in a way that is impressive. You have tremendously impressive stories because of your experience in past lives, but in this life you're here to share those stories and actually speak about them within the people in society, not to walk away from society. So one of the key things is to not prioritize your personal truth over the truth of all people. I have a couple affirmations here, but I'm only going to give you one a piece. Again, we're in the membership this coming 16th. We have a lot more of that of 2024. Your connection affirmation number 1: connection with people is my salvation and enlightenment. Connection with people is my salvation and my enlightenment. And that's just one, and there's like 6 more. And my self-reflection question is, am I isolating too much? Because with this particular placement with South Node and Sagittarius, isolation is what like walking away from people, not talking to them, not engaging, it's what And in this life, you're here to actually walk and step into the city life. And I have very close links and ties to this in my own natal chart. I have a 9th house in the South Node, and I could tell you, like, you know, it's very easy for me to talk to people, and it's very difficult at the same time. And it just depends on what stage of life I'm in. And so it's about recognizing those cycles and actually moving and acting accordingly. So this is what I have for you right now on this particular thing that I can give out as for the free, for the download. Our membership meets are about an hour and a half per, usually about a 45-minute healing, and then about an hour and a half of education. So, you know, maybe 2 hours to 2 hours and 15 minutes max. And the healing always kind of comes at the beginning, the Tai Chi, the movement, the breath work. We always do this applicable information based off the zodiacs included. And I want to say thank you for being here if you're brand new. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up and the like button. I really appreciate you. I enjoyed you for being here. This one's personal to me because I have this. I've been talking to people that have this. I've been meeting a lot of people that have this. And it's just an exciting time to be alive. So thank you for hitting the thumbs up and the like button. Subscribe if you're brand new. I would appreciate it. We're on the road to the 10K based off of when you see this. Maybe we already got there, baby. I'm on a Gemini new moon. Let's get that 10K so that we can better serve everybody. All right. Thank you. I love you. I'll see you all soon.